How's it going, guys? It's K Cars, and today I'm going to show you guys how to clean the throttle body and intake air controller on a 2001 Jeep Cherokee XJ. Like I said, this is a 2001. The process should be the same no matter what year XJ you have, but basically your throttle body is this little circular opening right here. So if you just look at your air box and follow the hose, the throttle body is basically in between the intake manifold and the hose right here. So that's what we're going to be taking out. And in order to do that, first we're going to go ahead and take this hose off, and it's just 2 screws, one on each side. We're going to have to disconnect these 2 throttle cables right here. And then we're also going to have to disconnect 3 sensors that are on the actual throttle body itself. This is the intake air control, this is your throttle position sensor, and then your map is actually right underneath this hose right here. And this is what I'm going to be using to actually clean the throttle body and intake air controller. It's just regular old throttle body cleaner. I got this at Advanced Auto Parts. So like I said, the first step is going to be to take off this air hose. It's just the hose that goes from your air box to the actual throttle body. And mine just has these regular hose clamps here. I believe they're called tension hose clamps. They're just the ones that you screw out with a screwdriver here. You don't actually have to unscrew the whole thing. You just want to make it loose enough to actually be able to take it off. So there we go. Now let's get the other side here. Alright, so there we go. Just looking inside here, the throttle body is actually a lot cleaner than I was expecting. Of course, we're going to go ahead and take it off here soon, but I just wanted to show you guys. You can't see all the gunk that's stuck up in there, like under the actual valve, but the upper side of it right here seems pretty clean. So now we're just going to go ahead and disconnect the throttle cables and each of these 3 sensors. That includes the map, TPS, and the IAC. We're going to go ahead and disconnect these 2 throttle cables right here, the ones that are attached to the throttle body here. Okay, so I don't know why these throttle cables are so difficult to get off. I don't know why I'm having so much trouble with them, but I got this first one off, and you're supposed to just slide it forward. If you look under here, you'll see it has a little slot right on the other side here. So if it's on the little attachment here, you just slide it forward and then it should just pop right off like that. And then this one on the other side is just on a little ball, and you're supposed to just pop it off. So we'll see if I can get this one. Okay, so this one came off too. Like I said, it's just a little ball right here that you just pop it off. So here are the throttle cables. Like I said, this one has a little slot on the back side, so it's on this little piece right here. Get this one off, you just pull it this way and it should just come out of this back slot right over here. And the other one was sitting on this ball right here, so you literally just have to pull it off like that and it should come out. Now I did have some trouble with these. I don't know why, because it seems like this should be the simplest part of this whole thing. I don't know, they were pretty tight on there. So the next thing we're gonna have to do is remove the map, the TPS, and the IAC. Some people call this the IAC. It's the intake air control. We're going to be cleaning this part as well. This is the throttle position sensor. You can just unplug that. And then this is your MAP or map. So we just have to unplug all 3 of these sensors, and then we can go ahead and unscrew the whole throttle body. Alright, so we got the map sensor out. I'm pretty sure you just have to push on this tab that's on top and then pull it straight out. Don't try to wiggle it because it is pretty tight on there, so just make sure you pull it straight out. Okay, same thing with the TPS, just pull it straight out. Now for the IAC. Alright, so there's the IAC connector. It's basically the same thing as the other 2. Just push this little tab in front and slide it straight out. The only thing that's left to do is to unscrew the 4 screws on the corners of the throttle body. These are going to be 10 millimeters, so there's 1, 2 more on the other side. You can see they're pretty rusted right there. So we're going to go ahead and unscrew those, and then the whole throttle body should just be able to lift right up. So these are pretty loose, so if you go back to tighten them up, just don't make them too tight, I guess. So that's what they look like. It's just a screw and a washer, so obviously you don't lose this thing. And now we can get the remaining 4 screws off. And now with all the screws out and everything disconnected, you can go ahead and actually take the throttle body off. And there should be a gasket right here as well. Go ahead and take that off, and obviously you want to be really careful not to drop anything in there. Like I almost dropped this gasket, so I'm probably going to go ahead and cover that up with something. Alright guys, so now we have the whole throttle body out. As you can see, this is your MAP, this is your TPS, this is your IAC. We're also going to be taking off and cleaning the inside of the intake air control right here. There's 2 screws on each side right here, and those are a T20 Torx bit. Let's go ahead and unscrew these. And when you're taking this thing off, you want to remember which way to put it back on. So the little piece with the tab goes towards the inside of the throttle body here. Obviously, like always, don't lose the screws. There we go. So we're going to be cleaning this little piece right here and the inside of it as well. As you can see, the top of the throttle body is actually pretty clean, but then when you flip it over, you see it's really dirty on the underside right here. So that's what we're going to be attempting to clean and just make it look really clean. Same thing with this part of the IAC, as well as the little tube where it goes in. So it's pretty dirty in there. So we're going to go ahead and use the brake parts cleaner and just start wiping it down. Start with the underside that's more dirty here. Just going to spray a little bit on there. People like to take a toothbrush and just scrub it inside there, but I'm probably just going to be using a paper towel. So I'm going to wipe down the IAC first. As you guys see, it's not going to be perfect, but I did get the little top part here a little bit better. Did get some more of the gunk off as well. So now we're going to go ahead and move on to the actual throttle body here. And same thing, I'm just going to use this paper towel. We'll see how it goes. Alright guys, so like I said, it's not going to be perfect, but here's the finished product of the IAC. You can see it's still pretty dirty. Like I said, not perfect, but it does look better. And then the throttle body does look a lot better. As you guys remember, the bottom was very dirty, and you can see it looks just like the top. So I feel like the throttle body came out a lot better than the actual IAC. So now we can go ahead and put this back in. So like I said, the side with the tab goes towards the inside of the throttle body, and it does have this little ring on the bottom. Make sure that's on there. We just put that on like that, and then put in the 2 T20 Torx bits, and then screw in. So we can just put that in and then screw in the screws right here. And it's also a good idea to go ahead and get a new throttle body gasket. This is the Felpro part number 60948 if you want to go ahead and get this one. Now we can go ahead and put the new gasket in place right here. Just make sure the holes line up. Now we can go ahead and put the throttle body back on. You want to make sure it's in the correct position, obviously. The way you know it's correct is because this little spring right here that activates the valve is going to be towards the front of the vehicle like this. And just get it in there. Make sure all the holes are lined up, that we can start putting the screws back in. Now this doesn't really need to be too tight, so just make sure you don't over tighten it. Okay, and now we can go ahead and plug in all the sensors. So we have the IAC, the TPS, and the map. So just go ahead and plug those in. Make sure they click in. Now we can go ahead and reconnect the throttle cables. Hopefully this goes easier than taking them off, but This one, there we go. Alright, so that wasn't too bad putting them back on. Now we can go ahead and put the hose back on here. Go. So that's on there. Now we can go ahead and tighten up the clamp. So in my future videos, I am gonna probably replace this little PCV or CCV, whatever it's called. As you can see, mine has a little crack in the actual elbow here. So I'm going to be replacing that. I think it's leaking a little bit. And I'm also planning on replacing the water pump hose, the thermostat housing, and the thermostat. So that's going to be a little bit of a longer video, obviously, because it's a much longer process than just taking the throttle body off. That involves taking both of these fans out, unscrewing a bunch of stuff, taking the whole belt off, taking the hoses off, draining the coolant. So yeah, that'll be a fun one, and I'm looking forward to doing that and making a video tutorial on it for you guys. I'm also getting tow hooks from Rugged Ridge that actually attach to the frame right over here, so that'll be really good whenever I finally take this thing off-roading. I am planning on eventually putting on like an actual front bumper on this thing to get a winch and put a light bar on it too. I already have one picked out, but I'm not sure when that's going to happen. So for now, I'm just going to be using the tow hooks that attach to the frame and come out right through here. And then of course the big thing is the 3-inch lift and 31-inch tires and Pro Comp wheels. So that's going to be happening here soon, hopefully. And other than that, I just want to do some small things like replace this little hood latch that doesn't really spring back like it's supposed to. So yeah, just some small stuff like that. Lift kit that I want to go with is actually the Rusty's 3-inch advanced kit. Wheels and tires are going to be the Pro Comp Series 51 on 3-inch Pro Comp MT2s. So those are going to be really fun. I'm really excited to actually take this thing off-road with the lift kit, and yeah, it's going to be a lot of fun, and I hope you guys enjoy the videos that I'm going to be putting out with this thing. Probably also make a video on like rust removal and how I've done that. And just to show you guys how my rust removal is going, here is the back door. As you can see, there's a good bit of rust down here, and let me show you guys what the front looks like. So that looks a whole lot better, I think. No rust at all. Of course there's water droplets, that can just be wiped off, but I think it looks a whole lot better here. No rust at all. So you guys definitely want to go ahead and subscribe so you don't miss any of the Jeep videos, and I'm still going to be making Challenger videos as well, so you can stay subscribed if you're only here for the Challenger videos. If you guys have any video suggestions for videos you would like to see in the future, make sure to drop those down in the comments, as well as any questions that you guys might have. And if you found this video informative or entertaining, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe. And as always, thanks for watching.